So, Kluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad founded on 5 May 1959, and it was listed on Bursa Malaysia Security Berhad as a public limited liability company based in Malaysia. The company primarily focused on the production and sale of the fresh oil, flame fruit branches from its plantation in Kluang Johor. Additionally, it operates as a long-term investor in security with both associate and subsidiary engaged in investment holding and oil plantation activity. The company investment holding include domestic and foreign lease equity, investment fund, and selected physical commodities. So to make a conclusion, the company is divided by two main division, which is the first one is plantation, which deal with oil plant farming, and the second one investment, which involve portfolio investment in security, bank deposit, and investment properties.
Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad, established in 1979 by Tan Sri Datuk Lim Kwang Sia, is a leading Malaysian manufacturer specializing in rubber products. The company began by producing cutlass bearings for the fishing industry and expanded into glove manufacturing in 1988 during the AIDS epidemic, responding to the increased demand for protective gloves. Today, Kosan is one of the world's largest producers of disposable latex and nitrile gloves with an annual production capacity of 32 billion pieces. The company's operations are divided into three main segments. First, gloves. The segment generates the majority of Kosan's revenue, producing medical and industrial gloves. Second, technical rubber products. These include engineered rubber products for various industries such as automotive and infrastructure. Third, clean room products. Kosan manufactures products designed for controlled environments, catering to industry like electronics and pharmaceuticals. The company exports its products to over 190 countries and is listed on the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange. In response to the COVID-19 pandemic, Kosan experienced a significant increase in demand for its gloves, leading to a substantial rise in stock value. The founder, Tan Sri Datuk Lim Kwang Sia, was reported to have become a billionaire during this period. Additionally, the company expanded its production facilities in Bido, Perak to meet the surge in demand. Kosan has also demonstrated a commitment to corporate social responsibility. In November 2020, the company donated 50 million to the Malaysian government's COVID-19 fund to support efforts in combating the pandemic. Throughout its history, Kosan has emphasized innovation, quality, and sustainability, contributing to its growth from a small operation to a global leader in the rubber products industry.
First ratio, liquidity ratio for current ratio in Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad is 31.10%, shows the company lacks sufficient assets to cover short-term liabilities and signaling potential to liquidity issues. Second, for Kluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad, 39.63% indicates that potential liquidity assets as the company has limited assets to cover short-term liabilities. It shows that this indicates that the current ratio of Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad shows the weaker liquidity compared to Kluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad, as both indicate insufficient assets to cover short-term liabilities, but the latter provides slightly better coverage. For the second liquidity ratio is quick ratio. For Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad, 7.11%. This indicates that very weak liquidity as the company has minimal liquid assets to cover its immediate liabilities. For Kluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad, 30.62% indicates that the company lacks of sufficient liquid assets to meet its short-term liabilities. This concludes that the Kluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad ratio reflects the better liquidity than Kosan Rubber Industries, but both indicate insufficient liquid assets to cover short-term liabilities.
There are two types of activity ratio. First is total asset turnover. The total assets turnover ratio measures how efficiently an entity uses its assets to tender a sale. Smaller ratios may indicate that a company is struggling to move its products. Total asset turnover for Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad is 0.3731 to 1. This implies that the company can generate revenue of RM 0.3731 for every RM1 asset. Total asset turnover for Keluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad is 0.039 to 1. This implies that the company can generate revenue of Rm0.039 for every Rm1 asset. This indicates that Kosan Company uses the assets to generate revenue more efficiently than Keluang Company. Kosan Company liability is higher than Keluang Company. This encourages Kosan Company to increase the sales to repay the liabilities. This pressured Kosan Company to focus on improving their assets turnover. Next is account receivable turnover. Account receivable turnover ratio determines an entity's ability to collect money from its customers. A low ratio suggests a deficiency in the collection process. Account receivable turnover for Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad is 6.0685. This implies that the company collects its receivable balance 6 times within the fiscal year. Account receivable turnover for Keluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad is 34.55. This implies that the company collects its receivable balance efficiently 34 times within the fiscal year. This indicates that the Keluang Company is more efficient in collecting debts from the customers than Kosan Company. Keluang Company has multiple income sources such as rental income. This has helped the company to stabilize their cash flow, encouraging the company to manage their account receivable more efficiently.
Next, we are going to compare this company using profitability ratio by profit margin on sale. Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad only gets 0.0103, which means every 1 ringgit revenue, Kosan Company can make 1 cent profit. While Keluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad gets 0.8543, which means every 1 ringgit revenue, Keluang Company can make profit over 85 cents. So, we can conclude that Keluang Rubber Company is able to turn its revenue into real profit more effectively than Kosan Rubber Industry. Keluang Rubber Company can generate actually 85 cents more profit than Kosan Rubber Industry. This data show that maybe because of Keluang Rubber Company have many years of experience in field and has superior cost controls, perhaps more profitable than Kosan Rubber Industry, they can generate more profit by every revenue. Next, compare using return on common shareholders' equity. Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad gets 0.004205, which means every 1 ringgit invested in shareholders' equity can make only Rm0.004205 profit. Keluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad gets 0.0347, which means every 1 ringgit invested in shareholders' equity can make only 0.0347 cents profit. By this data, we can see that Keluang Rubber Company able to turn shareholder equity into better profit once again. Kosan Rubber Industry show that how poorly they are able to turn shareholder equity into profit. Keluang Rubber Company able to generate more profit than Kosan Rubber Industry because Keluang Rubber Company main business is palm oil plantation and investment activity, which is a high demand in Malaysia, while Kosan Rubber Industry is concentrating on producing rubber gloves and medical supplies.
Leverage ratio debt to asset. Debt to asset for Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad is 8.07%. This means that only 8.07% of its assets are financed. Debt to asset for Keluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad is 3.20%. This means only 3.20% of its assets are financed through debt. We can conclude that the debt to asset ratio for Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad is 4.87% higher compared to Keluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad. As we know, this ratio should have a value less than 1. If the debt to asset ratio is equal to 1, it means that the debt or liability is equal to the asset, so the equity is 0. A ratio greater than 1 indicates that the business is not solvent. Leverage ratio debt to equity. Debt to equity for Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad is 8.78%. This means that for each RM of equity, the company has 8.78 cents of debt. Debt to equity for Kluang Rubber Company Malaya Berhad is 3.31%. This means that for each RM of equity, the company has only 3.31 cent of debt. Based on the calculation, it was found that the debt capital of Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad is 8.78 times larger than the equity. This shows that the company has a lot of debt when compared to the capital cancelled by the shareholder. This also means that Kosan Rubber Industry Berhad own a lot compared to what is owned.
Liquidity ratios, current ratios. Both companies have high liquidity current ratios, indicating sufficient resources to cover short-term debts, but also potential underutilization of assets. What they can do to optimize asset utilizations are, they can use their extra money to invest in renewable energy like solar panels. By generating their own electricity, they will reduce electricity costs. With the money that they save, they can invest in other growth opportunities. Next, they can optimize their inventory management with the help of new technologies like data analytics. It helps them to plan more effectively, preventing stock shortage or overproduction. Furthermore, they can encourage their customers to pay their invoices quickly through discounts. For example, they could implement a policy where their customers receive a 5% discount if they manage to settle their invoices within 10 days of receiving them. Lastly, profitable products need to be identified and given more focus in terms of production and marketing. This way, resources can be used effectively to make this item. Next is quick ratio. Kluang Rubber's high quick ratio of 30.62% shows strong liquidity, while Kosan Rubber's low ratio of 7.11% indicates heavy reliance on inventory for short-term debts. Both companies can enhance their liquidity by converting short-term debts into long-term, which offers low interest rates and reduces the burden and pressure of paying the debts that they owe. They also need to enhance their inventory management. Inventories that are not selling well or have become less valuable need to be discarded or sold at a discount. Next, production process needs to be monitored regularly to identify which areas that lack efficiency. Machines that are not running at full capacity need to be replaced to avoid regular maintenance that costs a lot. Lastly, having a good management of operational costs is really important to negotiate for better prices, lower rates on long-term contracts, or even secure discount for early payments with suppliers of their products. In conclusion, these strategies will improve the liquidity of both companies. Next ratio is activity ratios. First, total asset turnover. Kluang Rubber has a low asset turnover ratio of 0.039, indicating underutilization of assets, while Kosan Rubber's ratio of 0.3731 shows they use their assets more effectively to generate profits. Both companies can enhance their performance by regularly checking the condition of their assets. Assets that are outdated or broken need to be replaced or repaired immediately to avoid delay in production or excessive expenses for repair. Next, they can increase their marketing and sales through social media platforms. To attract more customers, they must creatively advertise the durability and excellence of their rubber products. Furthermore, they need to strengthen their risk management strategies, meaning that they should be prepared for every problem that may occur throughout their business operation. An efficient quality control system is also a must to ensure that their products are manufactured to existing standards and free from any errors that will cause an increase in cost. Next is account receivable turnover. Kluang Rubber has an account receivable turnover ratio of 34.55, indicating they collect debts efficiently, while Kosan's rubber ratio of 6.07 suggests they take longer to collect payments. Both companies can improve their performance by enforcing strict credit standards to make sure that they only offer credit to customers who have a positive history in making payment on time. Next, they can also strengthen their bonds by keeping in touch with customers. This allows them to remind customers about payments they owe in order to ensure on-time payments. Moreover, they can also offer installment payments option to those customers who cannot pay the full amount once. This makes it easier for them to meet payment deadlines. Lastly, they can evaluate customers' credit before giving them credit. The amount of credit each customer can use also needs to be limited to ensure that they are able to pay on time and reduce the risk of not getting paid. In conclusion, these approaches will help them to use assets more efficiently to generate sales.
Kosan Rubber Industri Berhad can improve their performance by adjusting their pricing strategy that takes into consideration factors like customer willingness to pay and ensure that price they set up cover the cost of production. Their employees need to be trained to work more efficiently that will help on saving resources and preventing waste, that leading into a smoother production process and lower costs. Other than that, they can improve their performance by focusing on cost efficiency, which is their production process should be lower in cost yet more effective. They can also improve by creating other products like personal protective equipment (PPE), like face masks and gowns, which are still in high demand because of ongoing health and safety concern worldwide. Keluang Rubber Company Berhad can improve by exploring new markets where their products are not yet available, particularly in developing countries. They will be able to grow their customer base and increase sales by entering this area. Keluang Rubber Company Berhad can reduce their reliance on a single market by expanding their product line and investigating new markets. Other than that, by using environmental friendly farming techniques in production of palm oil, Keluang Rubber Company Berhad can improve their performance while lowering carbon emission and promoting sustainable business practices. This strategy not only benefit the environment but also improve their reputation and attract eco-friendly buyers. In conclusion, by focusing on sustainability and expansion business, Keluang Rubber Company will become more competitive and leading to long-term success.
Suggestions to improve Keluang Rubber Company Berhad debt to asset ratio is through better inventory management. The company can save money through better inventory management by minimizing the excess stock. For instance, the company can reduce the cost associated with storage and reduce the risk of value depreciation. Next is to improve the product quality. The company can use a higher quality product to enhance the company's product durability and design. Hence, this will allow for a higher price point and boost sales. Therefore, better inventory management and improved quality product can reduce the debt to asset ratio of the company while boosting sales. Suggestions to improve Keluang Rubber Company Berhad debt to equity ratio is through market expansion. The company should expand into high demand areas to improve the production of rubber quality to attract more customers and boost sales. Next, improvements can be made through enhancing customer service. By providing excellent customer service, it can help increase the loyalty of the customers, thereby ensuring the steady growth of the company. Therefore, expanding into new markets and improving customer service will help to maintain low financial risk of the company while enhancing the performance of the company. Suggestions to improve Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad debt to asset ratio is by reducing the debt. By paying off some debt, it will help to reduce the interest cost and improve the financial health of the company. Next is to rely more on the internal funds. Relying more on the company's internal funds or shareholders' equity can help to stabilize the finances. Therefore, by reducing the debt and rely more on the company internal funds can reduce the debt to asset ratio of the company. Suggestions to improve Kosan Rubber Industries Berhad debt to equity ratio is to have an effective financial planning. By having an effective financial planning, it can balance the assets and liabilities, thereby reduce the reliance on debt of the company. Next, improving the retaining earnings of the company can help to strengthen the company's financial position. By retaining more earnings instead of distributing dividends can help the company to reduce its need for debt in the future. Therefore, by having a solid financial planning and returning profits can help to stabilize the company, reduce the financial risk, and to enhance the performance of the company.